back to my channel. First things first, my little tea calendar. Okay, so French Earl Grey, I usually always have it all the time. No, we have a sunken soldier. Gonna be the worst thing I drank, so. So in this video today, I'm going to talk about the books that I have read in March of 2025. So what I have been getting myself into of late, usually I listen to audiobooks from my library, but the beginning of March I started to invest more into the audiobooks that I do want to listen to, because I have so much things going on in my life, so I can't just sit down and read all books. Like, I do read, but I only read like romance to basically palate cleanse myself. But when it comes to like knowledge, because I really do, I'm like a sponge. I like absorbing everything. It's like free from the library. I highly recommend. I still use it, but the books that I specifically wanted, they had a paywall. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Pay for my Amazon Premium Plus. I went for 24 credits. Granted, it was on the pricier ends, but it was an annual pass, and you know, I think it's worth it because I consume so many audiobooks, and I did the math of all the audiobooks that I did wanted, rounded up to the exact same price I would have like spent eventually. So I was like, I'll bite the bullet now, and I get 24 credits. So credits like for a book, and the discount is that I like all the audiobooks now, they're all capped at $14.95. So I believe it is a really good deal. The first one that I want to mention, it is The 4 Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom. The 4 Agreements I really enjoyed. I believe it's such a beginner-friendly book where it's very light, it's very peaceful. When you read it, you walk away feeling like you're happy. The book, because it's short, it's very light. The things that I really enjoyed about the book, negative words or it's like spells and all that stuff, it will not grow in your garden unless you give it proper soil to grow. So basically, if you don't like believe in the words that someone tells you, like, oh, you're ugly, you're stupid and stuff, it will not grow inside of you. Like, you will not accept the spell. That's how I interpret the book, as in, like, know yourself. Someone is being negative and stuff, just know that it's a reflection of themselves, not you, and you are deserving the best version of yourself. And if someone tries to diminish your spark, then that's a reflection of them. Stay away from them, they're not good for you, basically. Okay, the second one that I read is Attached. I found this book to be very interesting. Obviously, I'm not really interested in a partner just yet, but it's good to be like informed of people want in different relationships. The whole idea about this book is know yourself first before trying to attach yourself to someone that's not on the same level of like commitment you are in, because everyone has a different love language, a different stage in their lives, and you shouldn't like put all your identity on one person and expect them to fix everything to you, because the old saying is, if he wanted to, he would. If that person is not giving you the reassurance, the stability and the confidence that the other person is fulfilling your needs, then get rid of them. They're not worth it, and what one man won't do, another will do it. So don't ever settle. And dating is not that serious unless you make it serious. Just do what's best for you. Don't get attached to one person. Like, if they're a good person, good there, but it's wrong, right person, wrong time, then it's okay. It's just not your person. And stand up for yourself and be like, no, I deserve more in life, and so you do. So I recommend that book if you're constantly finding yourselves in different relationships and you say, why isn't this working, XYZ and all that stuff. Maybe because you're the wrong person. So there you go. Reality Transurfing. So with this book, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. The key getaways in that book is basically don't get attached to anything. Everything can change. Be careful who you share anything with, like your goals and like stuff, because people, they will say it to your face, be like, oh, congratulations, or I'm happy for you, but deep down and stuff, they don't want you to have it. So they will put energy into the universe for you to not have it because they are dead inside, basically. That is why it's incredibly important to surround yourself with like-minded people. Like-minded people will not, you know, look down on you or give you negative energy. In fact, they would want you to succeed, because if you succeed, that means you want them to succeed. So basically, it's a constant circle of like, you give me energy, I give you energy, you give me confidence, you give me confidence, you believe in me, I believe in you. They bounce off each other, and it just, you know, it feeds itself. It's basically whatever you put energy into, it will create. And you'd be surprised, like, what you think the people in your lives, like, who are going to support you no matter what, who actually want the best for you, they actually don't. And it's really like, I won't say upsetting, it's just, you know, it's just like, wow, like, I really feel bad for you to be that limited in your mindset and reality that you don't want XYZ to have that, when in reality you could have the exact same. That's why it's extremely important to be surrounded by people with like-minded and be in the same vibration. So that is one thing. I'll go into more depth about it later, but I really like that book. The next one that I want to talk about is called Surrounded by Idiots. The title may say surrounded by idiots. Like, when I first went into it, I just assumed like how to cope with idiot people, but in reality there is no such thing as idiot people. It's just people think differently, and the four colors, like the four people who represent colors, this is how they think. So you have a red, and a red is like, you know, the boss. He's like very demanding and very short-tempered, and he was very driven. But to a green, it can be very intimidating. So a red is more like the boss leader. Yellow is more the talkative light person, the networker and creator. And then you have the green person, which is want to be safe. They're very nervous. Majority of the people in society will be green, so they are more afraid to act on what they want than actually like doing what they want. Like they act out of fear and not out of abundance. And then we have the blue, and the blue is very specific. No, oh, it's around XYZ number. They want to know the precise number. For example, if a blue walks into a candy shop and they said, how much is that bar? And the cashier says, oh, that's around $10. No, they want to know the precise amount. So that is $9.95. And usually the time they already know the answer, it's just they want to be clarified. So it's just interesting to figure out how people see the world, because I realized for myself, like, you can be more than one color. I highly recommend that book, and you can't really look at other people as idiots anymore. You can only look at them as like, oh, they're a certain color, and that's how they operate. Obviously, it tells you a little bit of a hack how to talk to a certain color. Do I find it manipulative? Not really, but it is a really good tool if you are in business. The Defining Decade by Meg J. So this is the book that I found on TikTok. People will say to you like, oh, 20 is supposed to be your freest time of your life. You can do X, Y, Z. You can fail, you can get married, divorced, and all that stuff. Like, everything is possible. Something. But with the defining decade, it explains, no, it is one of the most transformative times of your life. One of the things I learned about the defining decades, so in the book, she's a therapist and she talks to 20-year-olds. 20-year-olds are more like, you just finished high school, you're now officially an adult, the world is your oyster, and it is a little bit confusing for people like us. In this book, it basically says, be intentional and be present. Don't do anything rash. Don't do anything out of impulse. Like, obviously, you can still do XYZ, but like, sit down and really question yourself. What do you want from your life, and not what other people want from you? B is plan for your 30-year-old self. People don't really plan of what they want for themselves, like 30-year-old self, because they think it's so far off. Well, in reality and stuff, it's only a couple of years away. That's one of the best things about defining decades and stuff, is it actually makes you sit down and be like, okay, instead of like, you know, having the time of your life, racking up debt and all that stuff and XYZ, sit down and figure out what do you want your 30-year-old self to be like. And I think that's really grounding. All the adult people be like, oh, you have a lot of time, you're so young, do XYZ. No, plan on what your 30-year-old self would want you like to do. Which I actually found like, oh, that's actually a lot more useful. It gives you a target to aim for. And the best thing about planning for your 30-year-old self is just like, do you want to become a doctor? Do you want a house? Do you want to get married? Do you want to become a parent? Or do you want to go overseas and all that stuff? Plan for that. And I found it very interesting because then they have like a goal to achieve, and if they fail or stumble forward, something bad happens, it's throw your life in a turmoil. It will just more so be like, okay, you got time, you can fix it. That is such a different way of thinking, instead of thinking, oh, you're 20, just enjoy it. Because I find like in your 20s, people like just enjoy, you're free, you can do whatever. I find it very like, not very helpful. But how she explained it was like, plan for your 30-year-old self. That is a lot more grounded. Instead of thinking like, oh, that's like years of me in the future. No, years of you in the future starts from the younger self of you. Confidence comes with experience. And I think a lot of what people that I didn't really understand was like, how do you get the confidence? When you're 30, you must feel the confidence. But the thing is, how people get confidence is through experience. So that was reassuring to me, because it's just like, oh, the only reason why you got confidence is not because magic happened. It happened because, oh, from your experience. So I was like, that is reassuring. If it's ever too serious, feel it and letting go, because in the next 10 years, you're not going to be thinking about it, which is actually of like a lot of what I've been like hearing of lately. It's just, it's not that serious. Don't take it to heart. It's just, you're not going to think about it in 10 years time. In fact, it might be the best thing that ever happened to you in 10 years time. So don't take it too seriously, and don't think about it too much, because, you know, things happen for a reason. And if you have the mindset of like, the goddess wants me to win, then the goddess would want you to win. So there you go. There's a lot more that goes into the book that talks about relationships and fertility and a little bit more of self-worth. I would go into that book getting that answer, but I'm happy with the result.